Hello everyone. In this session we are going to understand the concept of final keyword, the final keyword that you can add to a field, you can add to a method and to a class. When you add final to a variable or to a field, it becomes a constant. So when we do something like say final int a is equal to 100, then a becomes a constant. You cannot change the value of a now. It is final to 100. Also, point to be considered is in Java, the standard is all the constants are written in the capital letter, all uppercase. So when we add a final to any field, that field becomes a constant. Now when we add final to a method, then it avoids the method overriding. In case of inheritance, my subclass can override a method, but if you add final to a method, for example, final void abc, and I'm going to add some implementation over here, final method abc. And now let's create another class which is going to extend from this final class. I'm going to call it as class 2, and let us say that class 2 extends from this final keyword class. Okay, and then we want to override the method. So if you say something like and try to provide your implementation, then you can see that error over here, it says that cannot override final method from the final keyword class. Even if you try to remove this final word, it's not going to allow you to override. So when you have a final method, it cannot be overridden. Subclass cannot override it. That's the benefit of final. Again, so let me remove this one. Again, if you add the final to the class itself, then that class cannot be subclassed. So far, final keyword class is not a final class, so we are able to extend from it. We are able to extend from it into class 2. But let's add that word. Let us say that public final class, final keyword class. And you see that as soon as we add this word final, we see the error into class 2, and it is saying that the type class 2 cannot subclass the final because it's a final class. So when you add final to a class, nobody can inherit from it. That class is the final class. It cannot be inherited. You cannot extend from it. Simple. When you add final to a field, that field becomes a constant. When you add final to a method, that method cannot be overridden. That method is final. That implementation is final. You cannot override into another class and create another implementation. Whatever implementation that you specify for a method that is final, that implementation is final. Okay, and again, if you add the keyword final to a class, then that class cannot be inherited. You cannot extend from that. Okay, that's it. It's very simple. Thank you so much for watching this session, and I will talk to you about more concepts in the upcoming videos.